This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and just want to take a moment to talk about the Final Fantasy VII Remake gameplay reveal that Square Enix showed during the conference. As someone who loves Final Fantasy, I recognize there are some times where the fan base kind of overdoes it when it comes to things with the series, in particular how certain games are remembered. Now, I'm not one of those people who like to call out the fact or say basically that Final Fantasy VII isn't the best Final Fantasy. To me, it's not. It's definitely not my favorite. I'm in the 6 crowd. I can't lie. I'm in the Final Fantasy VI crowd. 3 in America. That was one of my favorite. The characters, the story structure, all of that was great to me. I honestly believe it was probably the best written Final Fantasy game ever. 7, I thought it was cool. I do think that it's a game that suffers from age, and it doesn't hold up as well as it should. Just like I don't think many of the others. Honestly, 6 seems to be the only one that holds up structure wise, in my opinion. But ever since they went to the disc base, it's like they throw in a lot of amazing moments and do a lot of like interesting, unique things. But I just feel like because they have had all this data to work with and the ability to tell these large scale stories in a much longer length, there's something lost. But that may be just me. I think that's probably my general feeling with a lot of storytelling these days, as everybody trying to like equate the value of games to time played. You get too many developers working and weaving these long drawn out stories in order to give people their quote unquote money's worth, when you end up with a muddled story, or not as strong a story as you would have had you just paced it at your own pace, and whatever time is, that's the time for it. I don't know. That's just an aside. But Final Fantasy VII, being the first super large scale Final Fantasy, and being the first technically profound Final Fantasy one as far as the graphics and things like that, I get it. I get why it holds that place in everybody's heart. That being said, even though I'm not huge on Final Fantasy VII, I thought this remake and the gameplay they showed looked very, very good. I like the interesting new changes to the battle system that allows you to play as a certain character and swap back and forth, especially during times where it may be critical to switch over. I love the strategic aspect of that, because you got to a point in the fight when they showed that first robot fight where, Cloud can't get that spider on the wall, so you're gonna have to switch to Barrett, because he's a more long-range fighter and he can deal damage while that shit's like, out of Cloud's reach. So I think that's gonna be a good chess match within the system. It looked cool. 2 Blu-rays worth of data, holy shit, that's a lot. But they seem to be putting a lot of time and effort into reimagining this thing, and that's cool. That is cool. And I am curious. I'm probably not gonna get it, but I'm curious to see it as someone played through it. Graphically it looks cool. People got to see Tifa. They were all happy about that. Tifa is a nice character in a game full of, to be quite honest, a mix of questionable and unforgettable characters, in my opinion. Questionable being Barrett. God damn it, I really need y'all to calm that shit down with the way that you characterize that black man. Jeez, it's even worse now that you can hear a voice, which I believe is the voice from the fucking cartoon, Advent Children, which makes it worse. Holy shit. But you know, hey, it looks good. Definitely does look good. So Final Fantasy fans who are especially super marks for 7 who cried when it was revealed, looks like you're gonna get a really, really good quality remake. I have to say, lately these companies have been doing some crazy things with these remakes. Like you've seen the Resident Evil remakes pop off very, very well and things like that. Should be interested to see just how much better this is. I'm hoping that they did add elements to the story, because I feel like if you're gonna go through all this, you need to expand on the story and make it, flesh it out better than what it was, and perhaps make Sephiroth a more interesting character beyond just being this cool looking character who comes on, deals out some crazy cool death shit, and then walks away, which is why everybody's hyped over him? Question mark, I guess. I don't know. Sephiroth is probably the most overrated character in Final Fantasy lore, but that's for another discussion. Anyway, as always, you guys, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Megas, and I'm out. Deuces.